y'all's look at that. Pretty freaking good, huh? Okay, I had a couple things I wanted to role play. Jeremy, how involved do you want to be? Do you also want to get some reps as a closer? Do you want to just be a client?
Yeah,
What?
I mean, I would love to hear observe and hear and kind of get what you guys are saying. I think that would help me a ton with getting better, also. But
Beautiful.
I'm open to do anything.
Cool. Great. All right, Drew, we're going to do a couple of things recap from Monday's training just to get a couple more reps under our belt. But we'll do a couple of things with the tried question that we did last time. And then we'll just we haven't done objections yet this week, so we'll do some objections as well. Do you remember the tried stuff we worked on last week, or do you need
I
to?
do briefly. Really just asking if they've tried it. If they've tried, um, God, what was it? Like, what's holding them back from? What do you think's holding you back from getting to where you want to be versus what you've done? And then if they haven't tried anything, what's holding you back from taking that leap and trying making that start,
Yep.
right?
So the tried question is to widen the gap, right? Yeah, between where they're at, what their goals are, yeah, where they're at now versus what their ultimate vision is. And then if they haven't tried anything, so if this is first steps, right? The question that we're going to ask is, how long have you been thinking about this? Why haven't you gotten started sooner? Right? That will widen the gap. And then if they have tried things, you can chat a little bit about how those haven't worked. But the tie down question is it safe to assume that you're no longer wanting to try this on your own and you're looking to looking for mentorship? Those are really kind of the two scenarios. So they either haven't tried something and we ask that, or they have tried something and we go down that other direction. There is one other scenario that actually popped up this week is they could be actively trying stuff. So like their tried could be past tense that they've tried things in the past, or they could be actively trying things. How often do you see? Because I personally don't see that a lot, but how often do you see that, Drew? That they're like currently actively working on things.
No, it's either the failure from the past. So they tried it in the past and it didn't work, and then they stopped, and now they want to give it another go, or they're just green. They haven't tried anything.
Yeah, those are the two scenarios I see too. All right, cool. Let's get a couple reps there, and then we'll get into the objection side of things.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just writing it down real quick. Um, okay. So what have we tried so far, Chad? I mean, have you started posting? Have we started reaching out to anyone? Do we have any clients, or is this really kind of first steps for us?
No, it's not first steps. I've done mentorship in the past and it didn't really work out for me. So I kind of went down the corporate route. But in that mentorship, it was a lot of, cold DMing, posting, just kind of like traditional stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. So what do you think was missing from that? What do you think you would need now that is different than what you were doing back then, or what you had mentorship wise back then?
I like that question. Sorry, I'm going coach mode real quick. We could also ask them, why do you think that didn't work? I feel like how did you frame it?
What do you think you need now that you weren't getting in the past?
Okay. All right. Maybe ask them first, why do you think that didn't work? Or no, maybe we have to ask first, did it work? Then if they say no, then why didn't it work? Then what do you need?
Yeah, because most of the time they're giving you the body language and or the tonality that it didn't work, but you want to get them to say it first. So
Yep.
yeah, I think why didn't it, or I guess just asking them flat out like, cool, how did that work for you in the past?
Yeah. Did it work? Why didn't it work? What do you think would be better?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's try that again.
All right. All right, Chad. So what have we tried so far? I mean, have you started posting? Have you started reaching out to anyone? Do you have any clients, or is this really kind of first steps for you to get this going?
I had a mentor 2 years ago. We did cold DMing, posting. Yeah. So not first steps. I'm just taking another crack at it.
Cool. So back when you did that in the past, how did that work for you? How did the cold DMing and the posting work for you in the past?
Not great. It was a lot of long hours and very little in return. So yeah, it kind of left me frustrated.
Okay. Why do you think it didn't work?
They didn't really give a lot of sales coaching. They kind of just gave me a script and said, yeah, go send 100 a day. but there was no like tweaking or nobody for me to really rely on.
Gotcha. Okay. So, what do you think you would need now? What do you think you would need to help you, re-jump start this and get this going right from today? What do you think you would need?
Yeah, I don't think that like inherently I shouldn't cold DM. It's just I need to be better at sales. So I just need that skill set to be strengthened.
100%. Okay. So is it safe to assume that if you found a mentorship program that had everything you need, walked you through the sales process, gave you different strategies for lead generation and marketing, where yeah, you do have to do some cold DMing, but you can also do warm DMing. Do you think that would be something that would help you get to where you want to be and achieve that vision we talked about a few minutes ago?
No doubt.
Awesome. Cool.
That was like so crisp. Like I can even feel like the gap widening and then closing with you confirming that that's what I'm gonna get. What do you think? I mean, that felt great for me.
Yeah, that felt real good with my little package. It felt great. Sorry, I figured you guys missed Jeremy, so the other Jeremy, so I figured I'd bring it back a little bit, run it back.
Yeah.
No, it felt good. I like that. I think you and I have so focused on, and I was just thinking about this the other day. I think we've so focused on objections and stuff, which at the end of the day, right, you have to be good at objections. You have to be good at any objection that's thrown at you, like we talked about, three, four, five different ways of battling it. But we never really like practice the other stuff. And I think being able, you and I to be able to get a rock star path of the discovery and then being able to teach it to other people, I think that minimizes the objections in the back end. We've just never really like dove into like, okay, let's go each section of like, this is how we nail this section. This is how we nail this section.
Yeah, yeah, and it's understanding the purpose of each section too, right? So we don't fall into that order, just taking orders like what they tried, their challenges, their needs, and then moving on.
Well, and I think that's honestly, I think that's one of the biggest things that helped me is I used to focus so much on your call review and like, okay, I have to hit every single one of these bullet points, right? Where now I've just literally been doing what you showed me, where you have like 5 words written on your paper and you're like, cool, I got to figure out these 5 damn things. That's what I need. And
Yep.
that's been helpful.
Yep. And then yeah, always try to regurgitate back to them like, all right, so if I'm hearing you correctly, blank, and then get them to confirm. And you could do that for, or at least I've been doing it not just for the why section, but for the goal section, the challenge section, all the sections.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. That's definitely beneficial too. 100%.
okay, let's take another crack at the tried section.
Cool. All right, Chad, what have we tried so far? I mean, have we started reaching out to anyone? Have we started posting? Have we started working with any clients, or is this really first steps for you in the online space?
First steps. I've been doing some research. I see all the other mentorships. I've done some freebies, but really it's my first steps.
Cool. Awesome, man. I love that. You got to start somewhere, right? Um, Let me ask you, how long have you been thinking about this? How long have you been wanting to, get into the fitness space, become your own boss, start your own online business? How long have you been thinking about this?
Past 6 months more deliberately.
6 months. Damn. Okay. Why haven't we started this sooner?
Um, I mean, not really sure what to do. A little bit of hesitancy on making the switch. I would say those are kind of the big reasons.
Cool. Yeah, it makes total sense. I get that new venture, right? So is it safe to assume that if you had all those things, if you had a step-by-step process, if you had mentors that have done it, have been there, have gone through the challenges and built successful businesses, do you think that would give you what you need to really, really take a crack at this and really, really start your online business?
I'd say so. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I think there's one touch point that came to mind for me is if they did the research, I think we can also ask them, and I remember Joey used to do this, but he would ask them like, how many hours a week are you doing research? And then saying, if we replace that with action, do you think we would already be at your goal? Uh,
Mm,
I remember Joey used to do that.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I think that's a good touch point as well.
Yep. I like that.
What do you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think Drew's been pretty smooth and on the ball. So
Anything you want to see us role play? That was everything I had for the tried section. Obviously, we can go to objections, but is there anything you are seeing or the students are seeing that you want us to kind of work through?
No, I mean honestly, the students are struggling more getting them to the calls than they are on the calls themselves. And then kind of like the flow of the call. that's what I've been really like working with them a lot on. So they know how to do the discovery, but seeing like how you just guys did that, that's going to help me help the students also. It's just like your breakdown of how you just worked through that, like just the tried question. I think that's helpful.
Yeah. Okay, we can do some more discovery stuff. My call on Wednesday, I went through a discovery with them and showed them all the sections too. So
Yeah, it was Drew's call, right?
it was. Yep,
Yeah,
yep. Sorry, Drew.
I heard about it.
I used your
Great.
call from
You
it.
bash me with all the students. Fantastic.
No, I didn't bash you, man. Come on. No, no.
Well,
Students.
they said it was a good call. They really have liked that one. And then there was a call recording that Sav had done recently that a couple of my students have seen, and they took a lot out of that one as well. So things are coming good from that perspective.
Yeah. Okay, Drew, is there anything on the discovery you want to role play?
No, I think we talked about it last time. It was just the bit my biggest struggle I always have is like, and we talk about it all the time, is like where they're at to where they want to be, right? So like really diving in the why, but it's for me, it's like I have like I go through these phases where I have like brain farts of like, how do I get, especially if they're like one word answers or they don't really dive, you ask them a question, they don't really deep dive into the question that you asked them. It's like, how do you get them level to level to level to level, right? So if like, yeah, I the easiest way to describe it would be, I mean, if you want to switch it up, if you want to do it, and I can be the client, I can give you kind of an idea of what I'm talking about.
The one word answers?
Yeah, or like just like trying to dive in, like how you would do it.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say this. I would say, hey, look, I'm really trying to help you, but I don't feel like I'm quite getting what I need here. And then usually just a pattern interrupt will help them.
Yeah. It's more so just the asking the questions, right? So like I think like we talked about on Monday, I think switching it up and asking what they do first makes it easier to say, okay, well, why is this important to you? What are you gonna achieve by having your own business that you can't do now, right? How's your life gonna change? It makes it easier to do the what they do first versus what we used to always do and just do like, hey, what's the big reason why you came on the call? Why is it important to you?
Yeah. Let's do sorry, I didn't know my dog was under my feet. Let's role play the challenge section. So specifically, the purpose of the challenge section obviously is to get their list of challenges, but it's also to tie down any concerns. So I'm going to throw you a couple of different concerns and you're going to try to tie them down.
Okay. All right, Chad, let's talk about some challenges. So what challenges do you see on the business side? There's no wrong answer. Is it what systems to use, how to lead gen and market, how to sell, how to deliver, all the above? What are the challenges that you see in front of you?
All the above. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty green. So like, what's the sales? What's the marketing? What's the lead gen, the systems? I would say those are challenges for sure.
Okay. Anything specific stand out to you as priority wise? What do you think would be the biggest challenge? I mean, is it more so sales? Is it more so how do I lead gen and market and get people interested in what I offer? Like, is there how would you rank them?
Marketing and sales for sure. I've never really used social media. I'm on it and I've seen other people do it, but personally, I've never done it. And then I've never sold anything in my life. I'm an accountant, so I would say those two things.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Um, so if you had a mentorship program that taught you those things step by step, how to get in front of people, how to get people excited in your program, what you offer, what a sales call looks like, how to close someone, how to start them in your program after you close them. Do you think that would really help you overcome those two kind of main points for you?
For sure, definitely.
Cool. Awesome. Love it, brother.
Mhm.
All right, how about on the mindset side? Any mindset challenges? Typically, we see things like imposter syndrome, fear getting started, fear of the unknown, fear of failure. Anything on the mindset side that kind of sticks out to you as a challenge?
Well, definitely, I mean, just finances. Like that's a big concern for me.
Like having the finances to do something?
Yeah.
Cool. Listen, man, it makes total sense. I get that, right? Especially with something new, right? Um, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I want to make sure this program fits everything you're looking for. It checks all your boxes, got everything you need. But if we get to the end of this and it's got all those things, it's got all those boxes checked, finances is the easy part for us. We have an option for literally almost everyone. All right. So no worries there. We're going to talk through it and figure out what option is going to fit you best. But at the end of the day, it's not going to matter if this isn't going to work. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else on the mindset side that sticks out to you, but aside from the finances?
Time. I'm really concerned about time. I have like 5 kids and a job, and how the hell am I going to do this?
Holy crap, bro. Yeah, I understand that for sure. Let me ask you a question. I want you to go back, give me just a quick refresher of what we talked about a few minutes ago. Scale of 1 to 10. How important is this to you?
That was good. It's a 10.
10, 100%. And walk me through, give me a quick walkthrough. Why is it important to you? What are you going to be able to do as your own online fitness business owner that you can't do now? And then that includes with your family and your time.
Really good, Drew. Well, I mean, it's going to give me the time to be with my family. I mean, I'm working, I have to travel from Connecticut to New York City, so it's an hour and a half commute. Then I work my job, and then I got to drive an hour and a half back. It's like 8 o'clock when I get home. And then I have like an hour with my family, and then I go to bed and do it all over again. So this would help amend that.
100%, 100%. So the nice thing about our program is it's designed for individuals with lives, with jobs, with families to be able to make that transition. So what we always tell our students is if you can give us 10 to 15 hours a week to put towards your business minimum, you're going to be in a really good spot on your way to having your own online fitness, sustainable fitness business. So let me ask you a question. With everything that we just talked about, having more time for your family, more time for your kids, is it worth finding that 1 or 2 hours a day that we can put minimum that we can put towards this to reach that ultimate goal?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. I forgot the last, I thought that was it. I forgot the last part.
What other challenges do you have?
Oh, gotcha. Sorry. All right. So we got that. We
Oh,
got
sorry,
time
sorry,
between.
sorry. Don't ask it like that. Say, outside of time and finances, are those your only challenges, or is there more?
Okay. Outside of time and finances, is there any other challenges, anything else that you see in front of you as we start and grow our business?
Yeah, you mentioned imposter syndrome. I don't know if I have imposter syndrome, but I mean, having 5 kids and having a pretty good job, I make 100 grand a year. Stability is a concern for sure.
Yeah, I totally get that. And keep in mind, like we just talked about, right? Our program is designed for individuals with jobs, so you don't have to quit your job tomorrow. Please don't do that. All right. But what we're going to do, here's your online business. Here's your full time. Over the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to go like this. All right. So by the time you decide that it's time for you to leave your job, you're going to have a sustainable fitness business where you're going to feel comfortable and confident to leave. Does that sound good? Does that sound fair?
Something else. That was logical.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So again, I want to go back to it. I want you to think about those things you just mentioned to me, right? Having the time back with your family, having the time back with your kids, right? Your kids, I know you got 5. That's crazy, brother. I got 2, man, and I love watching them every day. I love watching them play sports. I love doing that stuff. So again, go back to that though, is doing this and getting to that point where you have that time back with your kids. Is it worth taking that chance on building that business and maybe at some point down the road leaving that stable job?
It's worth it. One
Okay.
more, one more punchline. Are you going to?
Oh yeah. So are you going to let the fear of that stable job and leaving that stable job stop you from achieving those things we just talked about?
No.
All right.
Killed it.
Seeing the path now, I'm getting it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I threw all,
No,
I'm
I'm getting
not
it though.
gonna
It
have
makes
that many challenges, but I just wanted to use them all the possible scenarios.
no, it's actually good because you do get that, right? And you'll get like and it's funny too, because like looking back on it, I'm thinking to myself of like how many calls where I ask the mindset challenge and they say, oh, it's imposter syndrome. And then I lock that down and then I move on. And then when we get to the end, it's fear of stability, fear of this. And you're like, shit, like I should have asked that 45 minutes ago. So I
Yeah,
like I like that you threw multiples because that's something I need to work on is like, hey, cool, it's imposter syndrome. We nailed that down. Is there anything else? Well, it's this. Okay, cool. We nailed that down. Is there anything else?
I'm actually giving myself bad feedback. I'm happy I did that because it also shows Jeremy, like you should sit in that question. Like it's okay if that question takes a little longer. And yes, like you said, Drew, you should keep asking, like, is that it or is there more?
Yep. Yep. Which I know for a fact is one thing that I don't do that I can be better at. So I like this practice doing that multiple times instead of just, oh, it's this one thing. Cool, we're done.
Yeah. Sometimes you can move off it a little quick, but yeah, you're very self-aware. Jeremy, any notes on your end?
No, I like again just seeing that repetition, just keep going back and keep nailing the challenge and not giving up with just one or two. That is like one of the biggest things is the students don't dig enough into the why or into those issues. And just to know that one is not enough, two is not enough, three might be enough, might not be enough. You need to keep going until you're out of those so that later on they're not like I keep trying to stress it. You can't handle all the objections at the end. It's not going to work. So that's super helpful.
I'm recording this. Maybe we just send this to the students. I haven't said anything stupid on here, right?
No.
I think I did though, but that's okay.
What'd you say? Oh, little packages.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
All of my students that I sign know I'm like that though, so it's okay. But no, and I think that's a good
Talking
part
about
too.
your little package on your sales calls.
No, that I make jokes and I have fun.
I know I'm fucking with
I
you.
know. But no, I think that's a good point too because I know Chad, you've said that to me before of like don't like just it's like the same thing. Don't stop until you get them to say no, that's it. Right? Like and I've been bad at that at times where I'm like, I'm looking at the clock, I'm like, crap, dude, we're 18 minutes into this discovery and I'm not even close to presenting yet and I got a call in 40 minutes. I got to pick this up a little bit, right? Where
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's not helping me close a sale, right? Staying in the moment and digging and doing the things you have to do in that moment is what's going to help you close a sale.
for sure. And if you are back to back, you kind of know what the common ones are. So in this case, you can say like, are you concerned about finances? Are you concerned about time? Is fear a concern, right? And you can kind of force feed them if you need it to speed up a little.
Yep. Yep. But there's a lot of times though, when you like I said, I can look back at calls and be like, this is something that should have been brought up in this moment in the discovery, and that would have, because the goal of the discovery is you're basically objection handling with no pressure, right? If you think about it, you're literally objection handling with no pressure.
Yep, you are.
So if you can minimize everything on the discovery side, objection handling gets much easier and much smaller.
Yeah, it does. All right. Maybe we just do the why and then because I know we got 10 minutes. I got a call at the top of the hour. Why don't we role play the why once and then we'll call it a day?
Cool.
And I'll give you my job ahead of time. I'm a software engineer.
Awesome. Cool. Awesome. Chad, man, that's cool. Software engineer. How'd you get into that? How'd you get started in that?
Well, kind of forced upon me with my family. They always wanted me to either be an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer. So this was the path I chose.
Makes sense. So it's safe to say you weren't a little boy sitting there dreaming about being a software engineer. Is that correct?
No, definitely not my passion. That's for sure.
Gotcha. And I'm assuming because we're on this call, fitness is your passion. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it's always been my passion, but my parents always said there's no money in it. So that's why I went this route.
Gotcha. Well, the money aside, because I'm going to tell you some, I'm going to share some cool stuff with you, some cool stats and things. But what is it about fitness that speaks to you? Why fitness? Why is fitness your passion?
I feel like this one just kind of found me. I don't know if I chose fitness, but I feel like fitness chose me. Wow, I'm getting really poetic here. I was younger and I was like 100 pounds overweight. And yeah, I just committed to getting fitter and it changed my life forever.
That's amazing. How did it change your life?
I mean, the typical answers like mindset, confidence. I didn't have any of that when I was younger. I like barely left my room, and now I'm like more of a social butterfly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So how do you think starting an online business and being able to do that same thing for other people would affect you?
I mean, it'd be great. Yeah, I mean, software engineering makes good money, but at the end of the day, like, what's my real purpose? Like, I don't feel like I'm maximizing my potential.
Yep, 100%. What other types of things do you think creating an online fitness business and getting you to that point of following your passion, doing what you want to do? What other types of things do you think you'd be able to do with that? How's it going to change your life in other ways?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not going to live the typical 9 to 5. I'll have more time freedom and flexibility from that regard. But really, what's the most important thing for me, Drew, is just like control of my life. And since I was a kid, I feel like I haven't had any control with my parents picking this path for me. And, I want to do what I want to do and do it on my time.
100%. So I love that. I think that's amazing. So where you're currently at now, I mean, I know fitness has been a passion of yours for a long time, but how long have you been thinking about like, hey, I really want to like this is it. I don't want to be controlled anymore. I want to do my own thing and control my own destiny. How long have you been thinking about like, hey, I don't want to just think about this anymore. I want to do this.
Well, really, since I started software engineering, so 10 years.
10 years. Damn. And why is now that what do you think is different now? What do you think is happening now in your life that's saying, man, I gotta do this. No more thinking. I gotta do it.
Good question. I'm just at my wit's end. Yeah, just like I'm at the point where I'm getting older and I'm realizing that my parents did push me down this path and grateful for it. It made good money, but I'm getting older and realizing that time is short and I want to do what I want to do.
100%. How much longer do you think you can stay doing what you're doing now?
Not much. Yeah, not much. That's why I'm here.
Cool.
I'm ready to change.
Cool. Now this is where I kind of get like stuck because I feel
Oh,
like there should be something else.
no, I feel like you do sometimes go a little bit longer, but I feel like right now you can confirm with me. So I feel like now would be the perfect time to say, all right, so if I'm hearing you correctly, blank.
Okay. All right. So if I'm hearing you correctly, we've been in that software engineer space for 10 years. We were kind of forced that way. We were kind of pushed that way with our parents. We've always had this passion for fitness, but we were constantly told it's not going to work, right? It's not going to make any money, but you know that this is your true calling, your true passion, and this is something that you want to do. Now is the time. We can't wait any longer. We've been thinking about this for a long time. Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah. The most important thing for me is controlling my own life and destiny and not having it be controlled by anyone else.
Yep. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep. And then yeah, so basically at that confirmation point, you say the question you want to ask is not is that fair? You say is that it or is there more?
Okay.
Because
And then I
then
feel like you know how we were just doing the tried section where everything we said, like whichever route we took, it was a, XYZ, what do you need? Or like I feel like there needs to be like a question there. Like when you end that why section, there has to be a question there to like, does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Um, yeah,
Maybe
so
not.
you
Maybe
ended
not because
by
it's the first part.
saying
But
so are you saying you need something to end there that confirms why they need the program or why they need to make a
or
change?
yeah,
Because I think you did that, right? You confirmed how long I've been thinking about this, that I do need to make this change because you said why now. So I think that I don't think you need to bring up the program here. I think this is like more of a life change, like confirming that they need to make this life change. But I think
okay,
the question you're looking for is the one you just did, right? If I'm hearing you correctly, the biggest reason you're here today is blank, blank, blank. Is that it, or is there more? I think that's the conclusion question for the why.
okay. I think I was looking for like the safe to assume question. Like, is it safe to assume like, you know, getting this started today is well, yeah. I get what you're saying. You're good.
I think you did that. Yeah, because you said why now. If you wanna tie that down by saying like, is it safe to assume like you're here because like you're ready to make a change now? Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. But then always add that conclusion question because that will get you your confirmation on if you have the why or not.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think you did good. That was solid. Cool. That's everything I wanted to role play today. Jeremy, any questions on your end?
No, that was good. It was good to hear all that. Hear when you wanted him more, and then trying to figure out how to go to that next step, how to go to that next level. That was all super helpful. The other thing too is how do we locate like you did a podcast that was on tie downs. Is there any way to like find that specific one?
I can send it to you.
Because I think the students would. I mean, obviously they come and go, they go through and like they don't always see it. So I think if I saved it somewhere and I could just apply it to call sheets, it would be helpful.
Yeah. And I can add that into the modules too, but I'll send it to you. I have a call with a student here in 3 minutes, but then I can send it after that.
Perfect.
All right, Drew, I'll see you at 2. Jeremy, keep crushing it, okay?
What's that
Absolutely.
too?
Have a good
What's
one,
that
guys.
too?
What's that 2? The Go High Level call where
Oh,
Kim.
she never sent me an invite, but okay. I got it. We're good.
Okay, sweet. Do you have that time available?
Yep, I'm good.
She sent you an invite, but to dhayes 2127.
Okay. She sent it to my other one. Okay, cool.
All right, we'll see you later.
All right, bye.
See ya.